Hello, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys what I think are the best and worst rides at Disneyland Paris. So I've picked what I think are the 4 best and 4 worst rides. Now, there are so many amazing rides, but I have picked 4 and have I made the right decision? So I'll work through the 4 and sort of tell you why I chose them and I didn't choose some other rides, so hopefully I don't offend too many people, but let's just start. So number 4 on my best rides was Big Thunder Mountain. Now, I do really like this ride and I find the more times I ride it, the more I enjoy it. I always love rides that you can have your photo taken because I just think it's really fun and it's a nice way to sort of like capture that ride memory, which you can have on Big Thunder Mountain. And I think when you sit at the back of the train, you get a completely different experience to when you're sitting at the front. Like, it's as if you're riding 2 completely different rides. So always sit at the back because it's just the best. And if you do want to be at the back, then just ask the cast members if you can wait for the next train and go at the back, and they will usually have no problem in doing that for you. I think I enjoy this as well because it's quite a long ride, and when you've queued for like 75 minutes, it's like, okay, yeah, that was like a good 2.5 minutes. I think there's nothing worse than when you queue for hours and hours for a ride that lasts like 30 seconds, like Indiana Jones. I love that ride, but it's over within like 45 seconds and I'm just like, oh, I'd rather queue for a ride that lasts a lot longer. So Big Thunder Mountain is my number 4. Number 3 would be RC Racer. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this ride, and when I looked at it I was like, oh my god, I'm going to die, because it's just like, no, I'm not about rides like that. But I went on it and I loved it, and when I came off I was like, oh my god, that was amazing. And I love rides that sort of you dread, and then when after you've gone on them, you love them. So that was that ride for me. I do hate it like a lot, and I'm like, why do I do this to myself? But it's so much fun at the same time, and this is the only ride that I don't mind being short, because any longer and I don't think I could handle it. But it's like, I think you go, I'm sure it's only like 5 or 6 swings until you're at the very top, and then you're on your way down again, so it doesn't last long at all, which I don't mind for this ride. And yeah, it's amazing. If you can pluck up the courage to go on it, then I would definitely say do it. I have a very ticklish belly on rides and I can just about manage it, so take that, you know, decide if you want to go on it or not, but I would definitely say go on it because it is amazing. So number 2 on my best rides is Krux Coaster, and I love this ride so much. There are a few downfalls to this ride, so I'll get them out of the way first. Fastpass isn't available for this ride, which can be very annoying, but as I said in my top tips video for Disneyland Paris, use your extra magic hours if you're entitled to them to do Krux Coaster, because that ride, it's never going to have a short queue, so you may as well just get in the queue at the start of the day and then it's out the way. And you have to ride it. It's amazing, and the theming is amazing. The theming doesn't start when you get on the ride. There's like things to do whilst you're waiting in the queue, and then when you go inside there's like, oh yeah, it's great. It's amazing theming, and it's just a really nice ride that I always love. I think because the queue's always really long, I don't go on it very often, so when I do, I still always really enjoy it and I'm not bored of the ride, so maybe that's why it's number 2 for me. So the ride that I think is the absolute best is Rockin Rollercoaster. Now yes, it is currently under refurbishment and it is changing to Iron Man theming or Marvel theming or something like that, but the track is staying the same and it's just a different overlay, so the ride is still going to be amazing. And I think I enjoyed it so much because when it was Aerosmith theming, you had music like blasting in your ears and you were just like, ah! And the adrenaline was amazing. And you also got your photo taken in that ride, which I love. So yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for it to reopen as the new theming. I'm sure it will be amazing. But yes, now, yes, I know Tower of Terror and Hyperspace Mountain didn't make the list, but they were just the rides that sort of creeped up there, and I don't ride them very often beside probably Big Thunder Mountain. And I ride, especially at Hyperspace Mountain, I ride that all the time. So I can get a little bit bored of it and I don't sort of find it as exciting as the other rides. And that is why they are my top 4 rides at Disneyland Paris. Now onto the worst rides. I don't really have an order to them, I just don't really like any of these rides. There were more, but I have just cut it down to 4. I won't waste my time sort of going on these rides anymore. I've been on them all and yeah, I won't do it again. So number 1 would be, I might not get, these are what I call them and they might not be like the official names, but I'm going to start with the Robinson Treehouse. I have been on that a few times and I don't know why I waste my time doing it. The only good thing about it is you have a really nice view at the top. I just think it could be such nicer theming. Like, is it in Florida or is it in California? Somewhere it's Tarzan themed and I think that's amazing and I would love to go on a different theming, but yeah, I just don't enjoy the current theming and I just find it very boring and I definitely won't waste my time on it. So yes, the Treehouse is a no for me. So these next rides I don't particularly enjoy just because they're more of a children's ride basically, and I'm not going to stand in a queue and make the queue really long for rides that are for the children, and obviously it's the only rides that they can really go on. So yeah, and that is the like Orbitron, Flying Carpets, Dumbo, any rides like that. I'd rather just not go on them and then they're shorter for children to queue in them and everyone's happy. That's also the same with like the Pinocchio and Snow White rides, very similar to that. I've not actually put that on my list, but I just thought I would mention the same. I wouldn't particularly bother going on those two. However, Peter Pan's Flight, it's just a little bit nicer. Yeah, but they're not actually on my list, so technically I'm going to have spoken about 5 now. But so the next ride, it's not even classed as a ride, is the Nautilus, I think it's called. Like something in French, something like the Mysteries of the Nautilus. I can't say it. I just don't enjoy it. It's basically like a walk through like in a submarine and it's just not very interesting, and I just wouldn't tell people to like waste their time. If it's raining like really hard and you need to find shelter, then I would say go and have a look at that. I think it's underground and you can get out of the rain for a little bit, but otherwise don't bother with it. Just don't like it. And the final ride that I think is the worst at Disneyland Paris is Haunted Mansion. Now I know people are probably going to be like screaming at the screen, but I just don't enjoy Haunted Mansion at all. When I came to Disney in February of 2019, Haunted Mansion wasn't open, so then when I started as a cast member in September, I was really excited to go on it because I'd never been on it before and it was just the biggest disappointment. I didn't enjoy it and I thought it was really boring, and I mean it broke down like every 5 minutes, and I think that's what was annoying me more because I had to wait so long, but I just didn't enjoy it. I think it's one of those rides that you have to go on and you have to ride the ride, but I wouldn't bother going on it again. Sorry if I've offended any like Haunted Mansion lovers out there, but it's just not the one for me. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope I didn't offend too many people. Let me know in the comments what you think are the best and worst rides at Disneyland Paris, and of course if you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and thank you all so much for watching.